So let's say there's a college, a pre-med student or a medical student who knows that there are very few people who are going to advance to the next level. They want to make sure they're one of them, and there are drugs around that help them focus for longer and things like that. There's the obvious temptation to do that so that they can stay up, focus, whatever, outperform other people. In sports, the temptation is the same, but those sports are policed, so it doesn't really happen, not much at least. In colleges and medical schools, I don't think that's the case. So how would you advise someone who's in that position?
I would actually say the starting point is to look at the prize. Don't worry about all of those things. Just look at it. Okay, let's say you are a Russian athlete who doped to get a little piece of metal around your neck. Does it mean anything? No, it doesn't. And you know, it's sort of like if you, this is also human nature. If you steal a pen, that's 10 cents. And if you steal it, the thought that you have stolen it ruins everything for you.
Yeah.
Right? So
when you're in that mindset, though, you might just want to steal more, though.
you may.
Right. But you're already off the right track, so.
But you need to think about it. You know, you need to think about it. You say, gee, why am I picking this up? Is this piece of plastic worth my self-respect? Is this thing around my neck worth the possibility of, one, ruining my body, but secondly, the shame, and so forth. In school, the same thing. If you want to be a slave to the system, go ahead. Being a slave to the system means you are going to artificially change your life so you can get an A. Who cares? See, this is what I mean.
But they do care because they want to get into, they're in debt.
They are wrong. And that's the point, because they will never be happy. And I'm not preaching. I can tell you, I know it from personal experience. I know it. The key is the mindset. You need to say, who is setting these rules? Who? Why am I supposed to do X, Y, and Z? Why am I supposed to, let's say, why am I supposed to go to medical school in 4 years? Why don't I take my time? If my brain doesn't have the ability to take all this in and perform in the way that society has sort of set up in an artificial way, I am going to do it in a different way. Just like the young lady we spoke about.
It's taking power back.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yes. Take power back.
Yeah.
You know
what it does, you're giving an undue power to the system of, being in debt, fear that you won't be one of the people who makes it, and all that, and not being able to withstand the training properly and naturally means that when you're in the profession, you're going to have a much harder time. And once someone in that position could actually look at it instead as an opportunity, not just to take more time and relax a little bit, but to develop their character, develop their concentration abilities, spend time staring at trees and oranges, just to develop concentration, work out more, just like physically, to develop more stamina and endurance, then come back next month or next year and see if they can handle the pressure more in the natural way.
Absolutely, because all of these things are artificial ways of getting to a place where you really shouldn't be, right? I mean, if you need to take something to concentrate more, your brain is not ready yet for whatever it is that comes next.
But they can develop it.
They can develop it.
How? I mentioned something. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that the first thing I would say is you have to understand yourself and understand that things can take different amounts of time in different biologic systems. I mean, that's really the truth. And at some point, all of a sudden it clicks. And you got to give your body and your mind a chance. You can't get distracted by these things. And that's really, again, you can't be the slave to a set of rules that were made artificially for the bell curve. Now, if you can get an A easily, go for it. It's great. But if you can't, don't think you can't get it. It just may take you longer.